Hey, welcome to the Cohn Phone. I was just doing the All 49er show with Jose Sanchez. Now it's time to do the Cohn Phone. It's been a couple weeks. I know a lot of people have things they want to say. I already got 4 people in the queue waiting to talk, so I'm not going to say nothing. Mansa Toure is going to lead off. What's up, Mansa?
How's it going, Grant?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Hanging in there. How's everything? How's the family?
Good. Can't complain, man. Good.
That's good.
Yeah, yeah.
A
What's on your
vacation.
mind? Yeah, I was up
Well,
in Tahoe last week. Did a little snowboarding with my nephew and my niece and my brother. It was fun.
always good. Always good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, man, I don't even know where to start, man. From between Coach Kittle and the owner not being a football guy, the decisions that they're making, it's just it's. But I think the Trey Lance and Brock Purdy thing, and like, I like Brock Purdy. Love what I seen from Brock Purdy. But when we got into tight games, Dallas, we didn't really get to see him in Philly. But I was kind of I wasn't really impressed with that how we played against Dallas.
Hmm.
Um, those weaker defenses that we played that 5 game win streak was against a bunch of trash.
Yeah.
I mean, let's just be honest, that's what it was. But going forward, that listening to Lynch and we got to see how we get Trey an opportunity. What are you doing?
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? This fake Super Bowl window is really messing you guys up.
Yeah.
You're making poor decisions.
Right.
It's like do we secure our future, find our franchise quarterback, and see what we have in the guy that we invested in? Because you look at how Brock had got hurt. Trey steps up in that pocket
Yeah.
and makes that throw.
Hmm.
So the short they have differences. Brock's accurate, gets the ball out quick. Trey's going to get the ball downfield. Everyone believes that Kyle's got a West Coast offense. He doesn't.
Mm-mm.
It's not a West Coast offense. It's heavy. It's heavy run, and it's very conservative. And the
Yes.
thing about downfield throws is they're actually low risk, high reward if you have a quarterback that's accurate downfield.
Yes.
He would much rather beat you downfield to make you get out the box.
That's what he did in Atlanta.
Yeah. He wants to beat you downfield to make you get out the box so he can run the ball.
Right.
Trey, look at how they were gashing the Seahawks when they had Trey at quarterback.
Yeah.
They were gashing them left and right. Honestly believe that Kyle's not all off Trey, but everyone else
Look at
is.
how he blew away the Texans in the second half going down the field.
Yeah, and and my thing with the team, Kyle Juszczyk, Kittle, Coach Kittle, and the way they talk about Trey, like you guys talk about this Super Bowl window, you do realize you're a non-playoff team without Trey.
Right.
You probably
Yep.
don't win that Texans game with Jimmy because Jimmy was playing terrible that year.
Yes.
Team goes started out 3-5. I'm watching the fans and they're keep Jimmy in, and I'm like, for what? Like, how do you not pull off Jimmy when he's 3-5 and he's not winning?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's just like it's different for certain players. It's not the same. You win that game against the Texans and you get into the playoffs. Why don't you start Trey? There's no book
Right.
on him. Nobody's got any. They don't have any tape on them. And they're like, what the? Well, every DC is going to be like, well, what the fuck is
Well,
Kyle?
Coach Kittle didn't think that was the right move.
That's what I'm saying. So let me get Jimmy out here, who was playing poorly when he was healthy, but let me get him out here with a bad thumb. There's no
Right.
way I play him. No
No.
way. And then
No.
when you look at, of course, hindsight is 2020. But when you look at what they did, Jimmy didn't do anything.
No.
Your playoff success was not based off Jimmy's greatness.
No, it was overcoming Jimmy's limitations.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
why not play Trey?
Yeah. There was no good reason. And it was all short-sighted decisions. And
Yeah.
now they're in this position where John Lynch is saying, boy, hopefully we can find a way to get him some playing time. Find hope. What do you mean? It's under your control.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. That's utterly
Yeah.
ridiculous.
And then again, like they say something like they hope that he turns into like their version of Jalen Hurts. Well, look at what Philly did to get Jalen Hurts to this point, and look what you've done, and try to compare. Like, what have you done that Philly's done? What have you done? Nothing.
you
You've
can't
botched
argue.
it.
You can't
Yeah.
argue that. But at the same time, I do understand Kyle. I understand why we start off slow. We start off slow because Kyle's setting up his new playbook. He's setting up, I'm going to put this out on tape week 7, week 8, 9 through the rest of the season. I'm going to take advantage of it. It's what he does. So in the process of putting things on tape, he got Lance hurt.
Yep,
But I don't
that's
believe
true.
that he doesn't. I don't believe that he doesn't believe in Lance's ability to throw. Lance was
But it
two.
takes him half a season to figure out what he wants to do on offense, to get an identity. He really doesn't know at week 1 what his offense is going to be.
I really think that he just keeps it vanilla because he trusts his defense. I really think that he just.
What a
I
conservative
think
mindset.
yeah, he's extremely because that
What
guy.
an conservative mindset. Yeah.
He will take himself in the halftime and beat himself in the head with a locker if you got 2 turnovers. He hates turnovers. His biggest problem is his ego. He's just like his father.
Yeah, it's just like his father.
And what did his dad? And what did it take for his dad to win? It wasn't because he went and got the Hall of Fame quarterback. His running back happened to catch lightning in a bottle, and they rolled Terrell Davis into their Super Bowls.
Also, they ran him into the ground immediately.
Oh yeah, they did. And
he could have had a long career.
What do you have, a 4-year career?
That was it.
Yeah, and it's crazy, a Hall of Fame career in 4 years.
Mm-hmm. But then you look at Kyle's never had a running back on the Niners lead the team in rushing more than once. So Christian McCaffrey, good luck. I'm not wishing anything bad on you, but man, this is what the Shanahans do to running backs and quarterbacks.
The craziest part about Christian McCaffrey and Debo, you could have traded Debo and got McCaffrey and got picked back in return. And then you didn't have that contract issue, and you could have kept DJ Jones.
As soon as you brought in McCaffrey, Debo is superfluous and inexpensive.
I'm puzzled with Shanahan because McCaffrey's your second best route runner.
Yeah,
he should get more snaps in the slot than Debo.
Honestly, McCaffrey's a better route runner than Debo, and Debo might be a tougher ball carrier than McCaffrey.
Aside from Ayuk, McCaffrey's your best route runner besides Ayuk.
Yeah, those are going to be your 2 leading receivers next year.
Yeah,
you got it.
Kyle has to think outside the box because what do you do if I come out with I've got McCaffrey, Debo, and Juszczyk all in the backfield. Ayuk split wide, Kittle at tight end, 3rd and 2, and then I shift and I put McCaffrey in the slot. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out why he's not using McCaffrey in the slot when he can force the man-to-man. What can McCaffrey do with a whip route in man-to-man coverage with single high man coverage? You don't think he can beat that guy and then beat that safety? And I'm just not seeing it.
Because Debo's not gonna.
Yeah, no, he's not gonna get open on the whip route.
No. Monts, I got to take some more calls. Is there anything you want to say to wrap it up?
No, we're good, man. I never have enough time.
Sorry, Monts. I have a good one, man.
All right, you too.
All right, take care. I got Pedro, CJ Gray, T Bizzle for Shizzle, who's driving, BX Niner for life, who's driving. But you got some time. The Camper Report, Voice Ad Agency, and Rajiv T. Everyone wait, and I'll get to you. Pedro.
Hey, man, how are you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Listen.
I can hear you. Oh. What?
Brent?
Oh, yes, there you are.
Okay, thank you. Hey, man, I'm from Brazil. Really
okay. Yeah.
So, man, I have a question for you.
Sure.
Do you think we have to trade Debo this year? To reinforce the O-line or something, make some cap space?
They can't create cap space by trading Debo. It's a weird system they have in the NFL, but because the way it works is you give a guy a salary, you give a guy 5 years, $100 million, whatever it is, and a signing bonus. The signing bonus gets prorated for the salary cap hits. Say it's $40 million. Well, in a 3-year contract, it gets prorated each one so you don't have a huge salary cap hit the first year. If you trade the guy, it gets accelerated, and then you have to pay all that money, and it's called dead cap. So they can't trade Debo. They should have traded him last year probably, and now they're stuck with him. And they need to get the best out of him, honestly. Or they could trade him mid-season. But if you trade him mid-season, you can't sign anyone. You don't get a pick that you can use. You got to trade him for another player. You could do that, I guess. But I think they're pretty much stuck with Debo now, and they need to make this work. Sorry. I know. Not what you wanted to hear. In basketball, you can do stuff like that. You can just trade a guy. But in football, if you give a guy a really, really big signing bonus, he becomes very difficult to trade.
Okay, man. And another question. I don't know, man, why the Niners have this rush to blow out the Lance career, man, if he play well, the NFC is not that great conference, you know. He like Bosa said.
I have
beginning
a
of
theory. Why I have a theory why they've been so quick to sort of pull the plug on Lance. I don't think they're very good at judging quarterbacks in practice. Remember, I mean, they didn't see that Brock Purdy was special. He was the third string quarterback. And then he got in the game and they were like, oh my God, look what he can do. They had no idea he was going to do that. And then in 2019, Jimmy Garoppolo was coming off a torn ACL. He'd started 7 games in his career. He had a few bad practices and training camp one day where he threw 5 picks in a row. And there was Ed Werder, I believe, or someone from ESPN came out and said that Kyle Shanahan thinks Nick Mullins runs the offense better than Jimmy and that they're really down on Jimmy and they might make the switch. Kyle Shanahan changes his minds on quarterbacks immediately. He's done it over and over and over again, and he's wrong. I mean, he was down on Jimmy, wanted to go with Nick Mullins. Jimmy was better than Nick Mullins, and they ended up going to the Super Bowl with Jimmy that year. And then with Brock, I mean, he put in Jimmy before he put in Brock. Like, you were wrong. You thought, based on watching practice, you thought Jimmy was better than Brock. You were wrong. So now, based on some practices, you think like, oh, well, Trey isn't what we thought he's going to be. Why don't you let him play like 4 games in a row without getting him hurt and see what he is? Because you'll be surprised. You were surprised with Brock. That's how I feel.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
Man, if yes, I know. If play
they're too worried about practice. They're judging these guys based off practice. Man, practice isn't football. You can't. There's no way you could see how Brock Purdy would react to a real pass rush until you put him in a real game because there is no pass rush in practice. I'm sorry to keep cutting you off. You have the floor.
Man, 4 games, man. He just played 4 games. It's really
and not in a row.
You know?
He's played 1 with Kittle, none with McCaffrey. Meanwhile, Purdy played with all these guys.
But man, if you support him and he played just he played just okay. You have time to recover Purdy. You have time to teach your system to another QB. You know, I don't know what he gained with this narrative. You know,
I know. I don't know. It's beyond me. Pedro, I got to take some more calls. Where you calling from in Brazil, real quick?
Yeah. From São Paulo, man.
Big city.
It's the 3rd big city in the world. Yes.
That's what I heard. All right, Pedro, have a good one.
Oh, yes.
Someone was about to be next, and then they just dropped out. Now it's going to be T Bizzle for Shizzle. Just second T Bizzle. The Gold Rush says Trey Lance, 16 plays, 8.9 yards per play versus Seahawks before they got hurt that game. Now, one of those plays was a 50-yard run by Debo, but you got to say that Trey Lance makes that happen. If you want a homework assignment, go look at Debo Samuel's rushing stats with Trey Lance this year and then with anyone else. Stark. Oh, CJ Gray. Okay, CJ Gray and then T Bizzle. Sorry, CJ Gray was before you, T Bizzle, but then you're second. CJ. Almost lost you.
Yeah, I had dropped for a moment and I had to come back in.
Happens.
So let me take you through the timeline of the 49ers here with Trey Lance.
Please do.
First Joe Montana came out after the 2021 season, and he said that if you don't bring back Jimmy Garoppolo, then you have to go get somebody else. And this is after spending time talking to the players from the locker room that week. And he came out with a real bold conclusion that everybody said, man, this man is nuts. When he came out, oh, he's just some sour old guy. He's mad that they took his job, so he sees Jimmy like he sees himself. Man, there's some credibility going to that statement. You listen to how the players talk about Trey. You listen to how John Lynch just recently talked about Trey, how he loved what Trey could do. In a past tense.
Believed in it. Believed in him.
Believed in it. Yeah. And then he said that the Trey needs to play.
Uh-oh. Going once. Going twice. CJ, where'd you go? Fernando. Uh-oh, I think CJ's got a little internet issue. Well, if you ever come back, CJ, He's frozen in time. Someone go rescue CJ. He's frozen. Sorry. T Bizzle for Shizzle. What's up?
Yo, man. So, I don't know if you remember our last conversation, but
I don't.
I may have, may have done that a little bit.
Oh, what happened? Oh, it looks great. Are you showing me the crack in your driveway or your beautiful rims?
Those are my 26s on my leg.
Oh, nice. Did you get the Escalade? Did you get the? Oh,
My man.
damn. That's dope. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love
You
it.
got to lay off Trey Lance, bro. He's not what you claim he is.
What do I claim he is?
Something. He ain't anything.
He ain't nothing. He ain't nothing. I don't know, man. Is that how you felt about Jalen Hurts after his first 4 starts?
Yeah, I still feel that way about him, but my girlfriend always corrects me on that.
Oh, Jalen Hurts? Okay. All right.
No, but look,
All right.
no. He convinced me in the Super Bowl he was good. But the eyeball test for Trey Lance, man, I don't care what the stats say. The eyeball test, he just never looks comfortable back in the pocket.
I'd have to agree with that. You know, one thing that you kind of notice with Trey, his confidence comes and goes on the field a little bit. Now, it's small sample sizes, but watch Justin Fields on the field. He is so supremely confident. He knows he's the best athlete on the field at any given time. Trey, it still seems like he's trying to figure out where exactly he fits in as an athlete in the NFL. And you can see his inexperience as a passer in the pocket. It's true. Now, doesn't mean he's going to look like that with 25 starts under his belt, but we don't know when those starts are going to come.
Yeah, the picking him over Justin Fields never made any sense.
Yeah. And the Niners are saying they misjudged Lance's athleticism. How'd you misjudge that? They're stopwatches.
You look at the tape on the kid in college, and all you see is just this. He never threw an interception, but he doesn't look that athletic. He looks like a guy who could bulldoze some people in college, but his college tape wasn't that impressive.
It seemed like they thought he was going to be bulldozing people like Josh Allen does. But Josh Allen is 6'5", 245 or whatever, 250. Trey Lance is 6'3", 6'4", 225. He's not that kind of guy. He's not running over people in the NFL. I think they thought, we're getting Josh Allen here. No. He's not Josh Allen. He's way smaller than that. He's more like Justin Fields size, but without this explosion and the burst and speed. So when they drafted him, they're like, we're not drafting him to be an athlete and a dual threat quarterback. We want to develop him the right way. Well, you botched it. Developing the right way is what Philly did with Jalen Hurts. He is so much better than he was 2 years ago. Lance, has he improved since he got here? I don't know. I don't think so. We'll see. I mean, do you improve running scout team and pretending to be the next week's starter? I don't know.
I agree. He hasn't been coached correctly. Some of the play calling has been shoddy, and he hasn't got the chance to be out there on the field. But just the eyeball test, he doesn't look like he's going to be successful. Maybe he is. I hope he is, but he doesn't look like he is. And the moment Brock Purdy stepped out there in preseason, we all said, "Oh shit, this guy can ball."
I didn't say that. I wasn't impressed with Brock until he finally got out there in the regular season, but maybe I just didn't want to see it.
You're also admitting when you're wrong, and you're wrong.
I'm wrong a lot. The thing with Trey is he's still only 22. So, and also his first year when he was supposedly developing on the bench, his quarterback coach was Rich Scangarello, who's got to be one of the worst coaches in the league. I mean, everything he touches. He went over to Kentucky to like latch on to Will Levis. His stock went down, and then he got fired. So, I feel bad for Trey. Kind of got botched a little bit. And then maybe Brian Griese's a great coach for him, but he got hurt immediately playing running back. So we'll see what happens. T-Bizzle. Enjoy that Cadillac on 26s, man. Peace. Later. All right. Voice ad agency. Oh, Rajiv, you're next. Voice ad agency. What's up?
What's going on, Grant? I'm trying to get the lighting right for you. Damn.
Yeah, you want to get the outward light in front of you, not behind you.
Yeah, okay.
It's usually better. What are you going to do? It's okay.
True that. So, respectfully, at T-Bizzle, I don't see it that way.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see that Trey Lance. So, real quickly, let's just go back and forth. What Brock is better at than Trey, and what Trey's better at than Brock.
I like this game. Let's do it.
All right. So, I'll go first. Brock, money in the red zone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Money. Gets
Trey,
down there.
not yet.
Jimmy
Although,
struggled there.
yeah,
Trey, a lot of times drove down the field, could not get it into the
stalled.
end zone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where he should be running the ball. That's where
Mm-hmm.
that's where Jalen Hurts is so devastating running the ball. But yeah, okay.
All right. Trey Lance, of course, much better arm to get it downfield.
No question.
All right. Brock, back shoulder throw.
Beautiful.
Back shoulder throw. Trey Lance, when I see as far as comfortable in the pocket, and this is why I disagree with T. Bizzle, I see Trey climb the pocket more, hang in the pocket more.
Yeah.
Brock seems to abandon it a lot
He
more
bails.
to me.
He bails.
Yeah.
For a few reasons. I think he's at his best.
Up.
He's trying to get away at this. He's small. And it's just like what they're saying with Bryce Young. Well, he's going to have to find throwing windows, and he's short. The same thing with Brock Purdy. Same thing with Drew Brees. And so it's a lot easier is if you could just scramble out and have a clear view.
Yeah. So, like, for me, when we're talking about Trey in the pocket, a lot of times before he runs downfield, he kind of climbs in the pocket, hangs, looks for a receiver, and then something major opens up, and then, he takes off.
He's the kind of scrambler who will step up and go through the B gap. Purdy is spinning out the back of the
Exactly.
pocket like a young Russell Wilson, like Kyler Murray.
Exactly.
And one thing that to me I think is the most intriguing thing about Brock Purdy is that initial burst. Forget quickness and agility. Just that 10-yard split is super impressive, and I bet his 10-yard split is quicker than Trey's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brock.
That's nice. Yeah.
Brock, something that it used to irk me the hell with Jimmy Garoppolo. Brock, get into play call and get in the team to the line with a lot of time left onto the play clock.
Yep.
I always felt Jimmy got there like with 5 or 6 seconds, and then we have to do these motions, and we're this close to either calling a timeout or just hiking it right on the one, which I think led to a lot of Jimmy Garoppolo interceptions because he never really got the time to read the defense.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if that's something you picked on or if that's just something maybe I've seen a couple of plays on.
I like that. It's a good one.
Trey Lance to me, I might take some criticism on this. I've seen him throw in a lot tighter windows and get the ball there. And I don't know if that's something we can really.
That's what arm strength does for you.
Yeah.
That's the difference between a fastball and a changeup.
Yeah. I don't know if we can really. And here's the thing that's a tough thing to argue with both of them because Brock might have that luxury of a lot more open windows because of the acquisition of Christian McCaffrey. A lot of times when we're talking about Trey, we forget he doesn't have this team that Brock has. I mean, hell, this team made Garoppolo look damn, for the last part of the season, pretty damn good. And a starter caliber quarterback.
Agree.
But
how many games do you think Trey Lance is going to get to start this year before Brock comes back?
Well, that's where we keep going back and forth about where I feel this is easily another Kyle Shanahan scapegoat. Just, hey, Brock, you know what? Take your time, get that surgery. We already know what you got on film. We'll be ready when you come back. You'll have a full training camp, OTAs, everything. And then you have Trey Lance and you see what you have out of him. And the fans can't really argue too much about it.
Yeah.
Because it's
Voice, I got to take some more calls. How do you want to wrap this up?
Nah, that's it, brother.
I liked your game. It was fun. I'll see you next time. All right, peace. Rajiv.
Hey, hello. I'm a pretty big fan. I've been watching since like 2020.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah, the first video I saw, I think it was about George Kittle, and I like completely disagreed with it. But
okay.
I was pretty open-minded, so I just kept watching.
Where are you calling from?
I'm in Riverside right now. I'm at UC Riverside, but I'm from the Bay, so.
Oh, cool. My wife is from Paris, which is not too far from Riverside.
Okay. I'm from Pleasanton, so East Bay.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So,
cool.
My question is, so I'm a pretty big fan of Brandon Ayuk, and I was kind of like looking at all these like big contracts. I'm kind of worried about how we're gonna try to keep him because we got to pay Bosa. We got to like try to keep Ayuk too because I like value his route running ability a lot, but like I don't know how we're gonna try to keep him. So like I was wondering like what would you try to do to like try to keep Ayuk?
Well, I think what the Niners do is they often backload the contract.
Right.
So they'll give a guy a 5-year deal and they'll be like, hey, man, we got this Super Bowl window right now. Would it be cool if we give you the signing bonus and make your cap numbers really low the first 2 years and work with us? And then, boom, year 3, year 4, year 5, you'll be making $25 million a year. And it seems to like keep the crew together. But the more players you do that with, eventually it seems like you're going to be in contract cap hell.
Yeah.
But I don't think the Niners are worried about it. And I think they think, hey, the cap's going to keep exploding. Just keep kicking the can down the road and they'll be all right. So I wouldn't be surprised if they do that.
Okay, gotcha. Because yeah, I'm like I've looked at the contracts before because there's like McCaffrey's deal that's coming in. There's gonna be Bosa. I think Debo's gonna be the highest paid player on the team pretty soon. And then
Oh my God, yeah.
yeah.
Well, Debo and then Trent is up there too, and then Nick Bosa's up there too. I think Trent's gonna be making like 28 something.
Yeah, and then there's Armstead.
Yeah.
So like it makes me
players.
worried because I really like Debo, but I like Ayuk's route running more than Debo's rushing ability.
Me too.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, Debo. You're a really good running back, but running backs shouldn't cost $25 million a year.
Yeah, like
and you miss games. Do you know how many games Ayuk has missed the last 2 seasons?
I want to say like maybe 1 or 2.
None.
None. Oh,
0.
Damn.
He's played 17 games plus the playoffs. He's played 40 games the last 2 years without missing any. Shout out Brandon Ayuk. Shout out Brandon Ayuk. Yeah.
It's like I remember in the game against the Raiders, like that fourth quarter, he was catching everything, and I don't think Debo, like, no offense, I don't think he would have done that.
No. Brandon Ayuk is like little mini Devontae Adams 2.0 out there.
Really
he's
like
hella good. He's not super fast. He's not super big, but he's just really well-rounded and good at everything.
Yeah. So yeah, because like I wanted to like make sure Ayuk stays, and just so I can get a jersey of his too, because typically I remember when after 2019 I wanted to get a Buckner jersey, but then he got traded, and then I was like, maybe I should wait for these guys to get a contract first. And yeah,
let me just think this through though real quick. I know because the Buckner thing could happen, right? And Ayuk's been in the doghouse, but again, he's been consistent, hasn't missed a game. He's so good. He's improved. So he's got 1 more year, and then they would extend him next year. Right. But the way they do it, they can make those first 2 years maybe like lower numbers. So we're thinking 2023, 24, 2026, he would get really expensive. I don't even know if Debo will be on the team that year. So maybe they kind of don't overlap being expensive.
That would be smart. Yeah.
That would be the way to do it.
Some other contracts would end by then too.
Yeah. Armstead, Trent Williams. Yeah. Kittle. Yeah. Like that, the old guard would be gone. And at that point, Ayuk would be 26, 27. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. That's all I had to ask. But yeah.
Thanks for calling in.
Yeah.
Have a good day.
Time. Yeah.
All right. Calling again. I see you, man.
Yeah.
All right. Jeremy, I'm going to get you in a minute, but CJ Gray's back, and I want him to finish. CJ, finish your thought.
What's going on, man? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. I had to switch to my laptop, man. My phone just wasn't working for me, man. It just
good move.
Was killing me.
Good move.
But where I was at was talking about John Lynch's press conference. I had covered what Montana's comments was about Trey Lance, and then talked about Lynch saying he believed in Trey Lance, and now so it sounds like they no longer do. And then the key thing he says was Trey needs to play. We are a win now team, and that's going to be challenging. So that's what Larry Kruger was alluding to, because I'm going to give the source their credit. And he was just alluding to that with that statement. It sounds like we're ready to trade him. What is the trade implications salary cap wise for trading Trey Lance this offseason if we did it?
Okay, let's look at it right now. Trey Lance over the cap. Let's say they trade him now or when the league year starts to Tennessee, right? There was that thing. Hold on. Trey Lance, where you at? Boom, there you are. Okay, clicking on your name. Don't show me that ad. Okay, traded. They save $1.7 million it. And they have $11 million in dead cap. I mean, they save $5 million if they do it next year. It doesn't seem to do them any good. Now they can just get rid of them and say, like, you know what? Forget the cap dollars. We're trading them to get the best draft pick possible this year. What are you going to get for him? You're going to get a second round? You're going to get a first round pick for him?
I don't think so. I don't think
like,
so.
for example, the Lions have the 18th pick in the draft. They have 2 first round picks. Would the Lions trade the 18th pick, knowing they could take a quarterback with their 5th pick or with their top pick? Would they trade their second first round pick for Trey Lance?
I don't think so.
Maybe
they'll
not.
Probably draft,
I don't think so.
They'll draft a quarterback before they do that because they'll get the full scope of the rookie deal with whoever they draft, and then have Jared Goff transition to that guy. And make that nice handoff and so forth.
Well, if the Niners sign a guy like Ryan Tannehill in a week, maybe that's the indicator that they're going to trade Trey Lance. The way they were talking about Trey Lance in the past tense made you feel like, he's going to get traded. What's going on here?
Yeah, and that's
right?
and I don't know what they've seen in practice. That's what it's boggling my mind because normally quarterbacks get almost a year and a half or 2 seasons, like Zach Wilson, for instance, in New York. He got 2 seasons. We know he's a bust. We know it. We've seen him for 2 seasons.
You're going to move off this guy in 4 starts. But again, they didn't know what they had in Purdy until they put him in games. I just don't think whatever they think they're seeing from Trey Lance in practice, it's just practice. It's not real football. You should let him play. I mean, you have to. You gave 3 first-round picks for this guy. No one's going to call you smart for trading him after 4 starts. That's not smart. And then if he ends up being good, then it's really dumb. And it's as dumb as not seriously considering drafting Patrick Mahomes. I still can't get over the Niners doing that. And you know why they didn't do that? Because he didn't fit their scheme. Kyle Shanahan will not draft a quarterback who didn't play under center in college, who didn't turn his back to the defense. So Justin Fields was never in a consideration. Patrick Mahomes was never in consideration because of the offenses that you can't scout a quarterback that way. If Justin Fields had gone to South Dakota State or whatever, North Dakota State, which one did he go to? North Dakota State?
Yeah.
They would have liked him because he would have been in an offense he liked. That's a terrible way to draft quarterbacks. And that's how you miss on good guys like Mahomes.
Yeah,
if Mahomes had played at Stanford, instead of Texas Tech, Kyle would have liked him. You know what I'm saying? Stupid. It's a stupid way to draft quarterbacks. You're not scouting the offense, you're scouting the talent. But he feels his scheme, you have to have quarterbacks who turn their back to the defense. So if he doesn't see you do that, he's not drafting you. Okay, well that rules out most of the best quarterbacks in college football.
Yeah, because that's not what they do in college football.
That's not what they do in college football. So what you're supposed to do, you're supposed to have an offense that's, conducive to the best athletes in the world. And what you do is this kind of like niche old school offense that you can make work. But man, you don't like using young players. You have to get specific type of people to fit your scheme. A lot of the best athletes in college football play quarterback now. But you don't want an athlete at quarterback. You want a processor. Okay, man. Well, good luck winning a Super Bowl that way. CJ.
So, go ahead. Yeah.
No, you finish
Brock
it up.
Purdy.
Go ahead.
Yeah. And then the whole thing in the press conference, we pray Brock Purdy is ready to go. But starting Trey Lance, that's challenging.
Yeah.
So I just 7 games, 4 games. I don't know what they got going on. And it's like I know the 4 games that Trey has played has not been the greatest, but it hasn't been the worst either. I've seen much worse 4-game starts by quarterbacks than Trey Lance. Even though there are issues with his game, I've seen worse starts in 4 games than Trey Lance.
I got a conspiracy theory. What if there's already been a trade agreed upon in principle? What if they already know what's going to happen? Like D'Amico and Kyle work this out. Like, hey man, going to Houston. Can I have Trey if you don't want him anymore? Yeah. What would you give us? Well, we'll give you our 2nd round pick. We'll give you our 3rd round pick. Okay. What if they already done? What if that's why John Lynch was talking about Trey Lance in the past tense? Because They're going to send him to Houston. Houston can play him. Houston doesn't have expectations. They can give him the playing time he needs. They have Bobby Slowick over there who's been coaching. Maybe what if that's going on? I don't know.
They're playing with their careers, Grant, because if Trey goes on somewhere else and he's great, and then we bet the farm on Brock, and either he's exactly what he was physically, and now the NFL just catches up with him, and now he's exposed and not as good as a quarterback, or B, he's never the same player he is because of the injury or whatever, and
or
now
C,
he bombs.
C, or C.
What's
There's C. C is they trade Trey, they sit Brock for a year, and they sign someone for a year, like Ryan Tannehill. That's C. I'm not saying that's a great option. I'm not saying you should be excited about that. But that could also happen too. That could happen too.
And if it doesn't turn out well, they're giving up their jobs. They're going to get fired.
Yeah.
I don't.
John Lynch can always go back. John Lynch can always go back to announcing. He's very rich.
They're just going to get fired, and so I don't know. I mean, I'm in one of those spots where I haven't seen enough. I can't really make an opinion on Trey myself because it's just not been enough games. I don't know how they are. If they move off of them, they're fireable if it doesn't go their way. They've been able to get away with this trade for the last 2 years because of the results of going to the NFC title game. Because if we ain't do that and all of this stuff was going, funny business was going on the quarterback, they already be about ready to be fired right now.
So I got to take some more calls, man. But you want to wrap it up?
No, I pretty much covered it all up.
All right, man. That was very troubling what they were saying about Trey yesterday. Have a good one, man.
All right.
Trey to Houston, Trey to Tennessee, Trey to Miami. Is one of Kyle Shanahan's former coaches, underlings, going to want Trey? Is that what's going to happen? I don't know. Talking about him in the past tense. Jeremy Price, do you have a theory?
What up? What up?
What's up?
Bay Area.
What's up?
Bay Area, baby. Hey, so, I got to talk some shit. So, first,
please,
let's get some funny stuff out of the way.
All right.
Jalen Hurd and Jimmy G coming back. Oh, man.
I tell you when I was in Atlanta for the game this year, I was at brunch and the waiter was wearing a Jalen Hurd Tennessee jersey. I was like, whoa, hold on, man.
Whoa.
You bought what? Man, that's a collector's item right there.
Yeah. Whoa.
Anyway. Whoa.
So now look, you know how I always felt over the last 3-4 years. I've been on your ass about this goddamn shit. Forgive me, Lord. Grant. I told you 3-4 years ago, I said, look, I'm going to follow you through the damn flames, all right? 88 babies, all right? I'm going to follow you through the flames. Just let him lead. Let him live. Let him lead in peace. We don't need the quarterback controversy. Okay, that guy's gone now. He's gone. He's up the road. And here we go. We're going right back into it with Brock and God. Please.
I didn't create the situation. It's not me.
Oh my God. All right, you're hearing it here first. Put the quarterback controversy down. Let whoever is throwing the ball throw the ball. We ain't Dallas. Everybody wanted Tony Romo out of the building. They got Tony out. They got the star that can do all the magic. The big arm. Oh, look at Dak. He's that guy. You suck. All I'm saying is, come on, Niner gang. For every Niner gang member in here watching right now, we have a lot of issues. Quarterback is not one. It's the coach.
Okay.
The coach.
Fair enough.
The coach who does not trust any quarterback
ever, except for Kirk Cousins.
God. Yeah. All right. Yeah, it was his fault. It's that whole. We have such
mentality.
A winning team. We have a winning team, yet we still have that one individual who always contributes to that loser's mentality, just always blaming someone else. God damn it, Kyle.
You know what's going to really hurt Kyle? If Jimmy does well in his next stop. That's going to make Kyle look bad. Because honestly, look at Jared Goff. Okay? Jared Goff left McVay. Everyone thought this guy is toast.
He's
No.
done.
No. He has a good now he has a good offensive line in Detroit, and boom. Pro Bowler. Looks really good. What if Jimmy, like, all of a sudden gets a team with 3 first rounders on the offensive line and they can keep him upright? I'm just saying, if Geno and Jared Goff can do it, it's going to make Kyle look dumb. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying. I'm 100% behind you on that.
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
like I've always been. Right now, I'm rocking with Brock Purdy. Okay.
Yes.
If Trey Lance does stay, because I'm behind you on the conspiracy theory with Trey Lance going to Houston. Whatever he said, whatever that insider information, when someone said something like he said something along the lines of "take me with you" or whatever. He wants out. I saw him at the Warriors game. Big ups to Trey, who came out to the Warriors. I'm trying to read into it. Is he staying? Is he going? I'm a Niner gang member. I would like to see my quarterback succeed no matter who it is, okay? But can we please, please, man, God, save the quarterback contract. We had a quarterback. We won with a quarterback who was trash in everyone's eyes. He can't throw. He makes bad decisions.
Can't move.
I don't know how we're winning.
He can't move. Right. Honestly, Jimmy Garoppolo is the slowest quarterback I think I've ever seen, man. His first 3 steps, oh my God, slower than Brady.
Oh,
so slow.
Sure. Sure. That's why every time he punched one in, everyone went ape shit.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. It's like, how did he do that in slow motion? Yeah. It's like Chariots of Fire. Doom, 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 doom. Yeah.
Fucking love it. Hey, check this shit out. All I'm asking for this year, Grant, going into next season, right?
Uh-huh.
I just want to beat this. I want to beat this into the internet. God damn it!
Okay.
Let my quarterback play. Can we talk about Kyle? Can we please talk about Kyle?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's a good point. It's year 7. Let's not be distracted by the quarterback controversy du jour. It's Kyle.
Thank you.
Fair?
Look,
thank you, Jeremy.
I'm tired of the holes in my hand. I've been nailed to the cross. God damn it. Forgive me, Father. I'm tired of defending my quarterback.
It's fair.
It ain't my quarterback. It's the coach.
It's fair.
Damn
That's a really good point, man.
Yeah.
And
anyway.
he allows everyone to feast on the quarterback. Like, yeah, man, talk about him. Yeah. I'm with you.
What was that when he was on the rooftop throwing the ball into the
Dude, I'm freaking look at my spiral.
Yeah. How hard
the ball placement? Jeremy, I gotta go, man. Great call, dude.
Much love, brother. See you soon.
Much love. Peace. That was a great call. Corey Soto says, the SF win nowners. No one tried as hard to win now. Doesn't matter. We trying to win now. Don't pay attention to poor management. We're trying to win. Hilarious. Karan, man, pleasure to see you. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm great. I'm great.
Now, has it stopped raining over there, by the way?
For one day. Yeah, it's beautiful today. It's beautiful.
Good.
How is it in Rochester?
It's not snowing. I'll take it.
Good.
It. Right. So this off season it's fascinating to me, and I thought last off season was going to be like the fascinating with bringing back Jimmy and Trey being there and how this is going to work. This might take it to a whole new level, of like insanity. Like, could you imagine if they bring someone who is like the 20th best quarterback in like as a backup as a third string quarterback? You know what I mean? And from the medical standpoint, there's been so much information. Just prior experience, I'm going to say that no one's going to know. The most important thing are 2 things. One is what happens when he goes inside and takes a look at it finally. And the second is how he responds to the rehab. Some people respond really well, and they're like 4 weeks ahead. Some people do not respond really well, and they have setbacks. So really,
like Trey Lance. Trey Lance had a setback. These things happen. It was a different injury, but still, these things happen.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct. So
Yeah.
you won't really know until he is in the rehab process, and
Good
really,
point.
you probably won't even know until he has like a full day. How many times
Good
they
point.
throw in practice? Like, hundreds of times. So you
Hundreds
won't
of
really
times.
know. You won't
And
really
so
know.
and so you're gonna have to make a decision about what to do with the quarterback position before you know. So what do? Do you sign Nick Mullins and cross your fingers, or do you go out and sign Ryan Tannehill, Carson Wentz, Marcus Mariota, and create a huge controversy? I don't know.
Because here's the thing: is Ryan Tannehill better than Trey Lance and Brock Purdy right now? Is he?
I mean, he's not coming off an injury. He's better than Jimmy.
He's
Put it
better than
that way.
Jimmy.
He's better than
Yeah,
Jimmy.
right.
Yeah.
Better than
Yeah.
Jimmy. It's just fair enough. Fair enough. I just
Yeah,
think
fair.
like they are trying to not say our season depends on how well Brock Purdy does and in his rehab, and then if he doesn't go well or there's a setback, then we're gonna go with Trey Lance, see how that cycle goes. Because you can't tell the players that. That to me, that's unofficially saying that you're rebuilding. It's a rebuilding year because of the circumstances.
And Trent Williams won't allow that. George Kittle won't allow that. Kyle Juszczyk won't allow that. All the guys on offense who go to Cabo and are at least 30 won't allow that.
Out of the players that go to Cabo, how many of those guys were Trey guys? By the way, out of curiosity.
Oh, I'm gonna have to say none.
None. None. Yeah, exactly.
You know what? Another thing, Juszczyk becomes superfluous when they go to the zone read stuff. You don't need a fullback for that. I can see why you wouldn't want that. You don't need a fullback for that.
No. Well, here's the thing. Yeah. No.
No,
Yeah.
Eagles don't use a fullback. No.
He would be a glorified blocker. And that would get mitigated by the
Remember
zone
when
read
Chip
stuff.
Kelly came to the Niners and they tried to move Bruce Miller to tight end? Yeah, that didn't work.
No, it's not going to work. It's just not going to work. And so for him, he's a de facto Pro Bowl fullback for the NFC year in, year out, right? With Trey Lance, he probably is. And so it's going to be, you know what? I would say, keep an eye on the draft and see who they pick up in free agency. If they pick up people who are good with zone read, they pick up, or if they still stick to their formula, then you kind of get hints of what they're going to do. Also, like who they pick up, because they're going to draft a running back, right? Who they draft as a running back.
Can I just point out? Okay, so hold on. They traded up for Trey Lance. Since then, the quarterbacks they've brought into this team: Nate Sudfeld, Josh Rosen, Brock Purdy, Josh Johnson. Like this whole dual threat 11 on a thing, that was such a one-off. The Niners don't want to do that. They don't. And so one more thing. Whoever they draft this year at quarterback, whatever UDFA they bring in, I guarantee you it won't be Dorian Thompson-Robinson or someone who played for Chip Kelly in a spread offense. It'll be someone who was under center because Kyle scouts the offense, not the player. I guarantee it. I freaking guarantee it.
It's the offense and it's the system that they were in versus the intangibles. And then one last thing, my biggest gripe with all of this is you could have drafted Trey Lance, but you gave up all those draft picks. You could have had the guy that they have in Dallas as a pass rusher if you didn't draft Trey Lance.
Parsons.
And you're telling me right now the Niners with Parsons and Bosa on the other side wouldn't have gone to the Super Bowl, would have not been just as good as the Eagles front. To me, that's the biggest gap is like, don't look at it, Trey, because Trey is a developmental quarterback who may be good, but I don't know if he's ever going to get afforded the time he needs in San Francisco. He may not. But
the Niners can't keep a quarterback healthy. They can't develop a quarterback. I mean, it's even if they had Micah Parsons, they'd be going through quarterbacks left and right. You have to be able to have some stability at the quarterback position to win a Super Bowl, no matter how great your defense is. Look at Philly. Philly had it all and still lost because Kansas City's that good. Jimmy's never going to beat Patrick Mahomes in a Super Bowl. It's not going to happen.
No, the 49ers should be not competing against the NFC. They should be competing against the Kansas City Chiefs because it's going to be the Chiefs every other year. The Chiefs are in a rebuilding year. They had they had the third most rookies play in the league, the time-wise, and they still made it to the Super Bowl.
And what concerns me about the Niners is they're still trying to win with their defense. We have this great defense. We're going to run the ball that's not going to get it done. It's not going to get it done. You have to have a better...
How did Philly's defense look in the Super Bowl?
I didn't even notice them. The two best defenses in the league last year were the Niners and Philly. They both played Kansas City. They both got blown out. There are no great defenses anymore. There are only very good ones. And that's a great offense in Kansas City. Great. So how do you compete?
But then that goes to, so one last point, and then I'll get off. That goes back to the biggest cardinal sin is it's the offense. But the offense is constrained under Kyle because he will not adapt off his scheme.
No. His offensive line is not good enough. His quarterbacks aren't good enough. He gets his running backs hurt too much. He gets his quarterbacks hurt too much. But, boy, he's got some great weapons.
The league is caught up to Kyle because there's so many coaches that do the same thing as Kyle. So they're seeing it. They're seeing it so much more that they don't really have to. They know. They know the cadence. They know when he moves. They know when the line shifts. They know it because they see it 3 times in the year.
It's true.
They're not.
They see it.
People
a lot of these teams see it in practice every day.
Yes. Oh, you nailed it. Right.
A lot of these teams see it in practice every day. Meanwhile, then you got someone like Philly who's trying to be a little bit more college style. It's like, oh, that doesn't work in the NFL. Yeah, it does. It's working right now. Andy Reid adapted to the college style. The Eagles adapted to the college style. They did. And meanwhile, you got the Niners like sort of updating, Windows 95. Andy
Reid won with Jared McKinnon as a starting running back in the Super Bowl. Let's let that sink in, Niner fans. He won with Jared McKinnon. So that shows you what Andy Reid thinks of running backs and their price tag, and he just literally picked up
Andy Reid spends nothing on running backs or wide receivers. Nothing.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Kyle Shanahan spends everything on running backs and wide receivers. They're replaceable. You want them when they're young and fast, and you're supposed to be the star, Kyle. Like Andy Reid's the star. What you need is an offensive line and a quarterback, an offensive line and a quarterback, offensive line and a quarterback, but you can't figure that out.
Outside of Nick Bosa, name me another premier position that the Niners have a top 3 person in, like premier cornerstone,
like
left
Fred
tackle,
Warner,
Fred Warner,
but like not
offense.
Not Debo. Kittle at times when he's healthy, I'll give him Kittle, but it's Kittle and Trent and Juszczyk. Please, no.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I guess McCaffrey, I gave him. Look, McCaffrey, God love him. He was really gutted it out last year, played through injuries, didn't practice. But I just wonder how long he can keep that going, man, on this team. God. Look what Kyle did. Look what Mike did to Terrell Davis. Christian, be careful.
5 years. Terrell. 5 years.
Great call, man. Good to see you.
Yep.
Peace. Monsature says, won't trade Trey to a good situation, saving face. Yeah, they make themselves look bad, right? Go make D'Amico look good. Josh Wyatt.
How you been, man?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Oh, I saw your vacation, man. It looked dope.
Miami was so much fun. Didn't know what to expect. It was a lot of fun. I'd love to go back.
The
humidity is nice in the winter. It's just nice walking around feeling like
you get
sauna all the time. Whew.
You get nosebleeds in the cold here in Colorado in the wintertime. Yes. Yeah. I was jealous. Hey, so I watched that whole John Lynch fiasco, and I got to tell you, it really bothered me. Not just how relaxed he was, but how business as usual he was with the whole situation, because they didn't win the Super Bowl.
Right.
And it felt like he was broadcasting to everybody watching that NFC Championship game is good enough.
Yeah.
That's what we do here. That's what we do here. We had another successful season. We go deep in the playoffs. And that's good enough.
You know what? You know what other team is just like that? Dallas.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, the Niners and Dallas are two sides of the coin. They are way too comfortable being relevant and talked about.
The other thing that bothered me about it, though, was the way he addressed the quarterback position. Because if you are being honest with yourself, the thing that has held back this team for 7 years is the quarterback position. The lack of stability, the lack of an elite arm talent, the lack of dynamic playmaking ability. And he should have sat there and said, quarterback is a problem. We feel like we could win the Super Bowl every year with this roster if we could handle the quarterback position. So all options are on the table. We like the guys that we got. We like some of the guys that are out there. and we're going to go after whatever gives this team the best chance to win. Do you think anybody would have had a problem with that inside or outside the organization?
People would have given him a standing ovation.
Yeah.
Standing ovation. It's year 7. We're going to figure this out right now. This is the most important position. It's not just another position, which is the way they talk about it.
But it's all about feelings. Mm-hmm. It's about how Kyle feels and how his dad feels and how the organization feels and how Jed likes to be perceived and how does it, how you can't take a stand like that when everybody's caring about their feelings. F your feelings, man.
Yeah.
We're trying to do something real here. And you know what? I love a lot of things about Brock Purdy, but can they look me in the eye and guarantee me that he's Drew Brees? Nobody can look me in the eye and guarantee me that guy is Drew Brees. And I love Trey Lance, right? But we know the development cycle on quarterbacks like that. What is his window? How long will he be good if he is good? Right?
Because Jalen Hurts hit his stride after 20 starts. Hit his stride after about 20 starts, which is to be expected. And he had way more experience in college than Trey Lance. So Lance will get there. He could. But again, do you expect him to be it right away? So that's why I asked earlier, do you sign Ryan Tannehill? Because to me, of the available options that the Niners could conceivably afford if he gets cut, he might be the best one. Can you win? Can they win a Super Bowl with Ryan Tannehill? I think they might. He's not quite Matthew Stafford, but he's not far off. He might be just the tier underneath.
And Tannehill. Ryan Tannehill has won a lot of big games in this league. You hear that name and you think it's a joke, but it's not. He's won a lot of games in this league. And there are other options like that. There are other people to look at. He
hasn't played on a team nearly as good as this, man. He had Derrick Henry, A.J. Brown. Yeah, over here he'll have 5 threats and a defense. I'm telling you, I think they could win a Super Bowl with Ryan Tannehill. It's something they have to seriously consider because they keep giving away. They're in win now mode, right? They keep saying they're in win now mode.
But I don't want to say that one guy is the answer. But my fear is that they're going to say, oh, Brock's going to be ready. Brock's going to be ready. Brock's going to be ready. Wishing and praying and trying to speak something into existence. And so either Brock's going to be ready, but really not ready because he's rushing back, or he's not ready at all. But either way, you get to June 1st and you realize, oh, wow, we've got a quarterback that has 4 starts and Brock Purdy's not even close to being back. Right. But now all of the real options are gone. And so you're going, well, I really hope Jimmy Garoppolo didn't sign with someone.
Yeah. Oh, well, we can always go get Nick Mullins. He knows the system. Hey, Brian Hoyer might be available. What about CJ?
Dear Lord. And they put themselves in this situation every single year with the quarterback position. Because,
what kind of offensive genius can't get the quarterback position settled? That's the first thing you do. They're building through their D-line. They're constantly drafting running backs. What kind of offensive genius does that?
Here's the thing, though, right? Is that if they had pulled the trigger on one of those many various quarterbacks, Kyle Shanahan would be viewed as one of the greatest coaches of all time right now. If they had gone out and gotten, I'm not even saying Patrick Mahomes, just one of the many options that were available to them.
He could have had Deshaun Watson, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson. He could have had Jalen Hurts. He could have had any of these guys. And he's like, no.
But he is an elite coaching talent. He is an elite coaching mind. But if you can't get this right, how long do we sit here?
But if your gap is the quarterback position, that's a hell of a gap to have. That might be why you haven't won a Super Bowl.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And again, you're supposed to be an offensive genius. Andy Reid, he's really good with X's and O's too, but his development and the way, I'm going to say coddles quarterbacks, but nurtures them is second to none. Freaking second to none.
So I'm going to end this call by saying what I always say, which is we need to raise the standard.
Yeah.
So John Lynch had an opportunity in that press conference to start raising the standard for the entire organization, and he failed to do so.
He basically said, here, I'm back again, and we're still great.
Right.
Another successful year. Do we win the Super Bowl? Technically, no. But we're essentially the best team in the league.
So who in this organization is going to stand up and raise that standard? Because
apparently not John.
Kyle can be a successful coach, but if John isn't going to do that, then somebody has to. Kyle's going to have several opportunities this offseason to do that. I guarantee he won't. So who's going to be the guy?
Jed.
Because you know what? You know what would be what it could be is that you bring in a quarterback like Tom Brady, who they should have brought in 3 years ago, who raises the standard for the whole organization. Who says,
is that
no,
Ryan Tannehill? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Is it Carson
either.
Wentz? No. Is it Matt Ryan?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Probably not.
Probably not.
But,
maybe Ryan 4 years ago.
But I'm a 49ers fan, so I want to see that standard raised. So what I really don't want them to do is sit around until June or July and then be forced to make a decision rather than going out and making this team better
right now.
Right now.
Right now. I love it. I see a lot of people online saying quarterback is not a need. It's the only need. It's the only freaking need until they get it right. Josh, thank you.
Have a good one, man.
You too. BX Niner for life, then Jaden, then Camper Report. What's up, BX?
What's up, Brian? I'm pulling over right now for you. I've been trying to get pulled over so many times.
All good, man. All good. All right.
All right, man. It's been a crazy season. Yeah. My thing is everybody's hung up on Brock Purdy. I'm looking at Brock Purdy as Jimmy Garoppolo when they first signed him. He came in 5-0 starter.
Lit it up. Yep.
Lit it up, came out, boom, did his thing. They signed him for a big contract. He was gone the next season. It's a possibility we don't have Brock next season at all. Same scenario.
Can I tell you something real quick?
He comes back in,
spooky.
and then
can I tell you something real quick? That's kind of spooky. Jimmy Garoppolo tore his ACL in his A start with the 49ers. Brock Purdy tore his UCL in his A start with the 49ers. There's parallels there. There's parallels. Sorry. Keep going.
There is. That's good. This is why I say, you can't go off of the sample size that he's given us on him being the savior for the Niners. I can't say that at all. He's not. He just came in and he did his job. He did a really good job, not taking anything away from him. I give him decent credit. He did pretty good. Yeah. But again, the teams we face didn't have a defense to hold us. And he's playing with what we have on our offense, maybe 4 of the top players in the NFL, in the league.
And what happened when he faced those 2 good defenses in the playoffs? Dallas, 19 points. Philly, serious injury. So, yeah. The verdict's out there.
Exactly. It's like you said, the only team that we faced that whooped our ass and whooped the Eagles' ass, the Chiefs.
Yeah. Yep.
And when you look at Trey Lance, I told you this in the beginning of this, before the beginning of the season when he was out going through it. You got to give the kid a chance. He in college, when he said he wanted to be a quarterback, he proved that he can do it, and he did it with the school that actually took him and gave him the opportunity to be the quarterback.
Yeah.
Granted, doesn't have a lot of playing experience. Doesn't have a lot of that they call essential passes, 400 plus passes throughout his past 4 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to let the kid play. I can't stand it when especially when John Lynch said, well, he has to stay healthy. Keep the kid healthy. He's playing with one of the most horrible offensive lines there is. We got one good player, which is our left tackle. And
you got the head coach. You got the head coach trying to block premier pass rushers with backup tight ends. Like, yo, be smarter.
And Kyle need to get his head out his ass. Because he thinks his shit don't stink. So he's so far up there, his play calling is going awry.
Yeah.
He's going like you said, you can't go for scheme. You gotta set your plays to who you playing against. Yeah. Don't scheme against them. Know who their star players is. It's like you said. I think it was with Sanchez talking about what's his name from Dallas. He didn't get close to the quarterback.
Parsons. Nope.
Parsons.
They gave him respect. They gave him respect.
Exactly. But they didn't give
Reddick.
The Eagles Reddick respect.
Why?
What?
I guess you were wrong. Whatever you saw on film, you were wrong. Your game plan was terrible. was good. I mean,
And
it was
you-
bad. At least you only scored 19 against Dallas, but at least you didn't get anyone seriously injured or turn the ball over.
But the thing is, too, is yes, we had the number one defense, but we didn't have the number one defensive line.
No.
Eagles had the number one defensive line.
Eagles had it. The Cowboys had the number 2. Freaking Kansas City might have had number 3.
So if you're going up against the number one offensive line that have accumulatively more sacks in the league than any other team,
Maybe
why
you should
are
be
you not going to be
careful.
prepared for that? Yeah.
Oh, because James Bradbury's trash. Well, you can't block long enough to prove it.
No, you can't. Granted, Burford is a rookie. You had Aaron Banks, who was redshirt one season. He did a good job this past season.
But essentially
Burford
a
didn't do
redshirt
too
rookie.
bad.
A redshirt rookie. Yeah.
Exactly.
First-year starter. You had 3 first-year starters on the line. 3. And McGlinchey, who's, not better than any of them. He's the perpetual first-year starter.
And they're talking about they want to give him $15 million next season. Somebody's going to give him 15. 12 to 15.
Hey, God love Mike McGlinchey, but boy, that's a mistake. If the Bear, I feel bad for Justin Fields because I think he's really special. If that's all they do is give him Mike McGlinchey, so sorry, Justin.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I agree on that, but when it comes to our team, we need to develop our quarterback better. We need to show up
Which
our
you can't
offensive
do.
line.
You can't do if he's rehabbing. You can't develop
No.
a quarterback if he's rehabbing. Yeah.
But good thing is Lance will be back for OTAs and camp.
Yeah.
So he should be good.
Yeah.
Boost our offensive line seriously.
Yeah.
And get our
Turn it from a weakness to a strength. Turn it from
Exactly.
something you scheme around to something that's a legitimate weapon.
Correct. Offense is what defense is not bad. Maybe
Defense is
another
better than it needs to be. You don't need to have the number 1 defense in the league. You need to have a good defense. The Niners have a good defense. You need to have a great offense. The Niners offense is not great.
Yeah.
There's too many
Not
weaknesses.
anymore.
At critical spots.
It hasn't been
No.
great since the 94 season.
Right. You know why? Got a great quarterback. Got a great quarterback.
That's
Got a
it.
great quarterback.
And
That's
people
it.
people can say, "Oh, we don't need a quarterback. We don't." Yes, you do. The quarterback is what controls the game. He reads the defense. He calls the adjustments at the line besides the center.
Also, that's what the league wants. The league wants. Think about it. The league is very successful, but there aren't a lot of stars in the NFL. It's all about the shield and the violence and the brand loyalty and fantasy football. But who are the stars? Peyton Manning, he's retired. Drew Brees, he's retired. Aaron Rodgers, he's leaving. Tom Brady just retired. They need new stars. They need Mahomes. They're going to be featuring these guys. You can't touch them. They want Super Bowls where it's 50 to 49. You're not going to be winning with your middle linebacker and your running back anymore. They won't. And I think what's going to happen, call me a conspiracy theorist, but if you don't have a really good quarterback, a star, you're going to find that you're going to get like 10 penalties against you in the game. They don't want
Guaranteed.
you on the big stage. They don't want you on the big stage. They want stars on the big stage. So get one at quarterback. Get one. And Purdy
That's
might be
all we need.
It's like they were setting him up like, oh, he's a great story. He's Harry Potter. He's Mr. Relevant. Great. Yeah, maybe. But he got hurt. Now he's Cinderella. Now you might need another one.
Mm-hmm.
One who's legitimately special.
Mm-hmm. He went from the prince to the frog.
He did. All right, man.
Yeah. All right. Thanks a lot, Grant.
Thanks for calling me. Have a good one. All right, last one of the day. Jaden. I don't know what happened to Mr. Camper Report, but Jaden.
How you doing, man?
What's up? How you doing, man? It's been a minute. You looking good. Nice haircut.
Thank you. My family been saying I look like Chuck Liddell. You know who that is?
I do remember Chuck Liddell, but I think it works on you. It didn't look so good on him, but it looks good on you.
All right, bet. How you doing though? You're in Oakland, right?
I'm in Oakland, man. I'm feeling good. It's actually not raining for the first time in 3 months, which is nice.
Nice. I might be potentially going out there in August with some of my friends. Yeah.
Dope. Hit me up.
For sure. So I watched the thing you did with you and your dad where you talked about Marcus Mariota and everyone else. But Mariota, if anyone, he would be the one that would intrigue me because he's the most similar to Trey Lance, I would say.
I agree.
And he's
I agree.
most skillful.
Yeah.
But I think they should bluff it kind of
yeah.
Kind of bluff the controversy. You feel me?
Yeah.
hopefully it lights a fire underneath Trey. If Purdy's available, start Purdy. I don't know. I'm not a coach, so I don't know which one to name as the starter. But like that situation is really interesting. So, but the main thing is our O-line, our interior. We can't do nothing without like the interior. So
I just had an epiphany. I want to run this by real quick, Jaden. Doesn't it seem like Kyle Shanahan builds a defense that is built to stop his offense, the wide nine? It's like if I were going to put together a defense to stop my offense, my scheme, it's that. But they can't stop mobile quarterbacks. They can't stop and Kyle doesn't want. It's like, man, you see what you're building on defense. You see what your Achilles heel is. Wouldn't you want quarterbacks like that? But he has this defense that's great to stop his offense, but it can't stop other offenses as well. I think that's kind of interesting. Sorry, I just had that epiphany. You know what I'm saying?
No, and it makes sense.
Like Mariota beat him.
Yeah, he beat
Mariota beat him.
Pretty,
but he was the player of the week.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
It was pretty bad.
That game.
I couldn't miss.
We lost to the Falcons, the Bears, and who else that season? It was like we lost to embarrassing teams.
Yeah.
Like,
Denver.
oh my gosh, we lost to Denver. Come on.
Denver. Again, another quarterback who scrambled. Russell Wilson did nothing all game, but then on the final drive, he scrambled and picked up a first down on 3rd and long.
Yeah, and then that brings us full circle back to like this. I didn't even mention this, but Jimmy, like, I don't know what Niner fans are thinking, still wanting him. Like, I appreciate what he did. I haven't been showing it because he's been playing like garbage, and like he had a flash of good this season.
Mm-hmm.
But that's every quarterback whenever they come back sharp and healthy. Like, they're gonna play good.
Yeah.
So, like, that was just like him pulling an ace card from the deck. You know, it's like it was just luck. And so like, get rid of him, send him to like the Dolphins or something as a backup, or I don't know what to do. But he's gone. I'm tired of the Jimmy era. It's like new quarterback era. How about that?
Yeah. How about that? I like that. I like that.
No, I'm not gonna name any like specific name, but I just want a new starting quarterback that will be, you know, the starter for a while.
I can't believe he's actually not going to be a 49er. He's going to be not under contract in like 17 days. Wow. That's going to be a day. We're going to have to make that a holiday.
We got to do a countdown. You got
Jimmy Garoppolo Emancipation Day.
Can you do a countdown on Twitter for that?
I like that. 17 days till Jimmy Garoppolo is never a 49er again. I like that.
Yeah, you remember that one guy that was drawing
Rita, I think she's still going.
No way.
Rita. I think she's still going.
Shout out Rita.
Hey man, shout out. Thanks for calling in. Make sure you change the battery in that smoke detector. I think it's ready.
Oh yes, sir. Sorry about that.
Peace, man.
All right, peace out.
Later. Gator4988 says, I'm so tempted to change my name to Welcome to the Low Bar / Jimmy G. LOL. I know I'm late, but that was classic, bro. Thank you. I swear to God, in downtown Oakland, there's a place called the Low Bar. Every time I'm thinking, I'm like, oh yeah, that's the Jimmy Garoppolo bar. Can we do better with Chat GBT as the head coach? Who's Chat GBT? Who the hell is that? Where's the link? I couldn't find it. Oh, I hit it. But if you want to jump in right now, I'll let the mech do it. It's right there. But the show's over like now. The mech, you can come in. That's it. No one else. And you got 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here we go. What's up, man?
Hey, man. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Cool. First of all, you don't know what ChatGPT is?
No. Is it AI? Someone says it's AI.
Yeah, it's the big like latest AI thing that's been going around. It's a
So how do you do it?
You just go on the website. You can Google ChatGPT and it's going to be the first link. And it's incredibly amazing how it answers like a person. It's on almost any topic you talk about. It's pretty impressive. Yeah.
All right. ChatGPT.
Give it a look. People have been using it to write essays and stuff like that because it can really fill in almost anything.
Okay.
I wanted to say something about some of the things I've heard you talk about after the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I remember last Super Bowl, the 49ers lost in the championship against LA, the Rams. And I remember you said pretty much the whole offseason the Niners have to build themselves to beat the Rams because that's the team to beat.
Yeah.
And the Rams kind of were nothing.
Yeah.
So I don't know if the technique is build yourself to beat the Eagles, because it's not. There's nothing that's going to say that next year the Eagles is going to be how you win. And last year, what did the Rams do? They went all in to win, and they won. This year, the Eagles didn't really do that. They were building. They have some all in, but some of it is still building stuff. So I don't think there's one formula to get far in the NFL. I think that there's different ways of doing it, and different teams can end up beating you or being a challenge, and you can't really prepare for one style.
Right. I think the Niners' issue, though, is they think they've found the formula, and I think they haven't. And I think they keep trying to prove that they found the formula, and every year that they don't win the Super Bowl, they're like, well, we had some bad luck. It's not our fault.
Yeah.
We should have won.
They've clearly found a formula to go far, but they haven't proven
Dallas.
that it can get you. Yeah.
Yeah.
That it can get you
So
there.
is Dallas. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's annoying is, like, when you're that close to the promised land, feel like if you just made one tweak, you'd get over. You'd get there. But the Niners are like, we don't have to. We don't have to. It's going to come to us.
And
okay.
With my friends, we have a saying that the 49ers have everything, but you can always expect the coach to do something crazy or ridiculous in the last moment.
It's down to him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well. Maybe this year is the year he matures and grows.
Give me a second. Look, I want to show you something. I had this for quite a while.
Hey! Thank you very much, man. I love it.
Actually, got here pretty quick.
It did.
I haven't
Good.
caught you on one of these in a long time.
Well, I'll be doing them more in the off season. They're a fun thing to do.
Yeah.
And I got time.
Okay.
So good to see you, man.
Yeah, see you.
All right, take care. Last call of the day. Quan the GOAT. Yo.
What's up, man?
What's up?
Hey,
How you doing, man?
Grant, man?
What's up?
I've been really, really ready to talk to you, bro. First time on the show, man. I appreciate everything you've been doing covering the Niners, bro. And it's like therapy. I ain't gonna lie. I know a lot of us, bro, we need this for real, man. To hear you just dissect how our organization is handling it. So, and
it's funny. My wife's a therapist, so I guess we both kind of perform the same function for people. Yeah. It's pretty funny. Anyway, let's talk.
So, on a real note, man, the whole organization just needs to hold a mirror up to themselves and look at that mirror. It's so troublesome for grown men on a football team that cannot look themselves in the mirror.
Yeah.
You go out there and you tell yourself, I'm the best. And you play like trash. You kill yourself. Y'all not no leaders on no team. Y'all all like Boy Scouts, just in a whole little organization. There's no real leaders. You as one of the callers said, you got Coach Kittle. He run things for real. Then you got the lawyer to bail him out when he's in trouble. Buddy that went to Harvard. Yushek. And then you got Debo, who's not living up to his contract. You made me so mad I had to take my jersey off. And then Trent Williams. Brother, I think he is the oldest on the team. I believe so.
Yeah.
You're going to watch a young man on the floor and you're just going to pass by him?
Yep.
Just because you so self-centered, I'm still playing this game just so I get a ring? Well, that man could have helped you get a ring. Yep. You didn't pick him up. You didn't show him no love like they showed Jalen Hurts over there. They picked up that man and, bro, we're not going to let you fall. We're going to be right behind you. Every step of the way, we got you. Okay, a lot of people over there criticizing him while he was going through his process, they were still backing him. Nobody said nothing negative. It didn't even matter. They were still behind him. Guess what he did? Showed out where they go to the Super Bowl. He put in the work, man. Oh
now the Niners over here talking like they hope Trey Lance can be like Jalen Hurts.
Bruh,
well, it took a lot more than hope and prayers in Philly to make that happen.
Bro, they stood behind that man, let him develop, and they got there. They know they can get there with him. They just, it's Patrick Mahomes. That boy is, he's like
They
that.
lost by
So
3. They lost by 3 to Patrick
exactly,
Mahomes. There ain't no
and
shame in that
it was only because he made that
because of that
fumble
one
and
fumble.
dude
That
took it
one
to the
fumble.
house.
Yeah,
He
he
would
had
have
to be
been,
perfect. He had to be perfect to beat Mahomes, and he wasn't quite perfect. He was
yep,
damn good though. He was
man,
damn good though.
he was. Man, I would have screamed, Niners not playing. I'm watching the game. Man, I couldn't stop watching the game because it was so
You
exciting.
can't tell me that Josh Allen is better than Jalen Hurts. To me, the only person I know for sure that's better than Jalen Hurts is Patrick Mahomes. That guy is so good. So good. And he wasn't 2 years ago. Man, good for him and that team.
Man. Well, I'm going to just let you know these takeaways, bro. These takeaways is, Kyle, like the few callers back, bro said you need to get your head out your ass. Sorry for cussing, but man, you really do. You in the way of all these people, all these players from shining. You stopping them from their shine because you so self-centered and egotistic that, oh, it's my way or the highway. Guess what, bro? You ain't got no rings. Stop acting like it. You do not have that. John Lynch, you should have been the man, and told him like, hey, look, bro, we ain't making it happen. All this that we've going through, you need to be the realist to him. You're not doing it. You're catering to him and catering to his bullshit. So what are you gonna do? Keep doing it. And ain't nothing gonna change. That's why he run through quarterbacks like I changed my son. Come on,
That's
bro.
right. Right.
You feel me? And then you don't even think about we gotta protect the quarterback. Oh, a left tackle, that's all you're gonna do? What about
That's
the
it.
right side? We're
Yeah.
always missing the right side. I've been
Yes.
watching the 49ers for so long, bro. It's annoying. It's annoying. We do not have the right side down pat. So guess what? Smack every time. And whoever on that side just guaranteed to lose. And this is what killed me. When we played in the NFC Championship, every player and coach, you better not complain. You better not say nothing. Y'all all came there healthy and ready to play. Do not make no excuse at all. Man up
Yeah.
and take that.
Yeah.
Don't say, oh, we could have had a chance. You had a chance. Brock Purdy was healthy, bro. Guess what your coach did? He said, oh, Tyler Croft, go block the leading sack leader. What, bro?
In
Come
the
on, make
league.
it make sense.
Yeah,
Make it
make
make sense. And
Yeah.
the thing is that I was watching Hassan Reddick last year, not this year, last year. Bro, I think he had like 12 or 13 sacks, but he was still doing the same. He's still double digit both years. And it was like, okay, the whole defensive line, they some monsters. They getting after the quarterback. Our offensive line, one good guy scrubs to them, you know? So it's like, bro, what are we going to do with a extra package to protect them, give Brock Purdy some more time to let go of the ball? Nothing. That man, bro, oh my God. I just had to let this out, Grant, because you be giving me some therapy that I be needing because I don't know what he be thinking, but he don't be
It's
all the way
funny.
right in his head.
My dad agrees with you. I agree with you. And my dad's solution to this, what he said a few weeks ago, is he would fire Kyle's ass. That's what my
Man,
dad said.
he would have been gone a long time ago, bro. Anybody else, he would have been gone a long time ago. It's only because his last name is Shanahan. I do not care what anybody tells me. The guy is not a genius. You know who's a genius over there in the
Who?
Chiefs?
Yeah. What I'm concerned about is that the Niners are going to miss this Super Bowl window, and if they ever move on from Kyle, there will be no future left. The whole team will be, you know what I mean? It'll be like the Rams this year, and they'll have to start all the way over, and they will have missed their window. That's what concerns me. You know what I'm saying?
My biggest point. This is the last point. I'm gonna let you go because I know you probably got to do your thing, man. The biggest point is if Brock Purdy is not ready, as long as you are a 49ers fan, you're a player, you're a coach, you're a part of this organization, you stand behind whoever is under center and right behind center to catch the ball and play quarterback for you. I do not care who is there. I could be back there. You better support me. I don't give a damn. You feel me?
Damn.
So It's like y'all. I see this whole quarterback controversy. Everybody keep crying and complaining. Oh, I don't like Trey Lance. Bro only had 4 starts.
Yeah.
Brock Purdy had 7, and you think he's God. Come
Yeah.
on, bro. Let's be realistic, bro. Reel it in. Let's just watch him. Let's let him play through. Support him. And as we give him the support, y'all gave Brock Purdy like a God praise. But Trey Lance was like, oh, you have 4 starts. And they wasn't even bad, bro.
No.
Oh, you're trash. You're garbage. Backseat.
Just not ready. Yeah.
Bro, and then when he was playing in training camp, he was playing against the best defense. The best defense. Emmanuel Mosley was locking stuff down. Travarius Ward on the other side, locking stuff down. Talanoa was coming to play.
Yeah.
The 2 best linebackers coming to play.
Yeah.
The defensive front was acting right. Come on, bro. And you're going to sit there and say, oh, he's not ready.
Yeah.
I bet
what was he supposed to do?
Man, what is he supposed to do?
What was he supposed to do? Yeah.
Y'all didn't want to start him over Jimmy G the year he should have started over him and let him play through and go through the hiccups when, man, I could go on forever, Grant, but, bro, I know you got things to do, man. They just need to give that boy a chance, bro. That's
I
just
agree.
not
Where you
right.
calling from? Where you calling from, Quan?
I'm calling from Houston, bro, but I'm from Cali, Long Beach, man. Stand up.
Okay. All right, man. Well, hey, you just killed it. You are definitely the GOAT. That was the perfect call to go out on. I feel your pain, man. I feel your frustration. And that's the way I feel like every authentic Niner fan should feel. There's so many Niner fans are like, man, we're the most successful team in the league other than the Chiefs. Like, nah, there's no second place participation trophy. This is getting really weird. This is getting weird. You got to make this count. Have a good day, Quan.
You too, brother.
Peace. That was a hell of a call. He was not happy. I feel him on that. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll be back tonight at 6 with Jesse Naylor for 49ers After Dark.